Welcome to Roots and Peaks. Today we're going to talk about my top 10 favorite outdoor creators on YouTube. They also potentially have other channels like TikTok or on Instagram, but really we're going to focus on the YouTube channels, why I love them, what I love about them. We also have some honorable mentions, so stick around for that. I'll do that right before number 1. But let's get right into it. The top 10 YouTube outdoor content creators, in my humble opinion. Number 10 is one of the most popular outdoor YouTube channels, and that's Dan Becker. I love Dan. I think he has a wonderful, positive attitude. He has introduced me personally to a lot of different types of gear. Not that I know him personally, but from his channel, I've learned about a lot of different types of gear. He also collaborates with a lot of other great outdoor people, and he has some things where he gets together with fans of his channel on hikes and backpack trips. Recently, he's had some health scares, so I don't know what the future of the channel holds, but I'm always really excited when he comes out with a new video. Can't go wrong with some Dan Becker. He gets a lot of shade on YouTube from the community. I think that's because once you get popular or are sort of at the top, people love to take pot shots. Coming in at number 9, I have Homemade Wanderlust. Now, I always get that wrong, but it's spelled Wanderlust, so I think I got it right this time. I love her. She has such a great positive outlook. She has a lot of good hints, tips, and tricks. I don't always agree with the things that she says.
Today, I want to tell you about why I hate hiking, and that can pretty much be summed up into one word, and that's uphills.
But I always find it interesting how she says them and her opinions. She also does tons of thru hiking and tons of backpacking, so she is an expert in the field. Also, extra points for the accent, because the southern accent is chef's kiss. At number 8, we have a channel that maybe a lot of you don't know about, and that's called Gear Test Outdoors. Now, Gear Test Outdoors has some absolutely fantastic videos, but he doesn't do the clickbaity thing, so he doesn't get a lot of views, which is kind of a shame, and that's one of the downsides of the way that the YouTube algorithm works. But if you found him, and now hopefully you have, his stuff is fantastic. He does stuff that is not sponsored. He buys all of his own gear. He's incredibly thorough, very smart, and I love watching his videos. The only downside and the reason he's so low on this list is he hasn't been putting out a lot of videos recently. So I'm not sure exactly what the future of the channel holds, but hopefully there's going to be more. Love him. Check him out. Number 7 is one of my favorite personalities on this list, and that's Bryce Newbold. I love Bryce's attitude. He takes such a nonchalant attitude towards hiking, but you can tell he's not taking unnecessary risks. He just loves to have fun. He brings a beer, he hangs out with friends, he's very mellow. I love watching him. It's just great to watch him and see what he's up to. Number 6 is one of the channels that I've personally been watching for the longest. I'm from the Northeast, so I hike in the White Mountains all the time. And when I was just starting off, I was doing all my research, watching all these videos about trails. And that is why I love Chris Goes Outdoors. So Chris has been around for a really long time, and he's a super interesting guy. You can tell Chris really loves being outside, loves hiking, loves everything about it, loves the mental component of hiking and sort of feeling better and meditating through hiking. I love that. It comes through loud and clear in his videos. He used to do videos that were more focused on kind of guiding you up a trail. Then he did some gear videos. Now he's almost completely stopped doing those type of videos, and he does nature videos where he brings you along on his hikes. It's not really about you learning about the hike. It's not really about you learning about any of the gear. In fact, he's completely stopped doing gear videos and reviews. But his videos are just very calming, beautiful. He clearly loves being outside and documenting that. And because I'm from this area, I have an affinity for Chris. Number 5 is also a New Hampshire local, and that is Taylor, the New Hampshire hiker. I think I'm saying that right. New Hampshire? I don't know. Taylor, in the comments, you can correct me if I got it wrong. Taylor does tons and tons of videos around the area of New England, but She's also a pretty avid thru hiker. In fact, currently while I'm filming this, she's on her 3rd attempt at the AT. She already completed once, and it's looking like she'll complete twice. She's already in Maine as of the filming of this, so she's gonna get there. I love watching her on those thru hikes. You know, she has this daily vlog. It's fantastic. But she also comes up with really interesting videos when she's not doing thru hiking.
So I've been tracking planes. They seem to be like coming by every minute or so.
For instance, I have kids, and she did an amazing video about the Fire Tower Quest. That introduced me to that, and my kids and I have done that. We've already received patches for it. So I gotta thank Taylor for that. I love the way that Taylor is real. She's from the area. She knows a lot about it. She's very fun to watch. Also, bonus, if you're in the area, she has a gift shop, so look her up. Number 4 is also a local person. Man, it's kind of stacked, right? 6, 5, and 4 are all local people. Adam is from Massachusetts, but he does a lot of hikes all throughout New England. So my number 4 pick is Adam Hoyt. I love Adam's videos. He starts off all of his videos by giving you just a brief idea of what they're gonna be. Then he walks you through a hike, and then he generally on the YouTube channel has a review of what the hike was like, how hard it is, what to look out for. It's fantastic. It's just a really great way to watch the video. He's also recently started doing YouTube shorts, and I'm assuming TikTok, about lists. And those are fascinating. So he uses a lot of maps. He shows you a bunch of stuff. It's very informative. I love it. Keep up the good work, Adam. Number 3, finally moving away from New England, is My Life Outdoors. Now, recently, My Life Outdoors has kind of exploded. He is a contemporary of Dan Becker, essentially. He started a little bit later than him, but they seem to be friends and do some collaborations. They're not from the same area. But I love My Life Outdoors. I think he's in Texas, which means that a lot of his local hikes are flatter or not sort of big climbs. So he focuses a lot on the idea of hiking or how gear is used. All of his videos have a lesson. They're very interesting. I love them. For instance, one of his videos he talked about, do you need to buy an expensive water resistant jacket, or can you use a jacket that you have and apply a DWR treatment, and a Nikwax DWR treatment? I'll link that. It's awesome. It's great. And it's not super shilly, right? It's not like, oh, I have a deal with Nikwax. I like that about his stuff too. He tells you when he's working with a company, very clear about that. But I end up checking out a lot of the gear recommendations he makes, and I would say probably 80% of them are just solid home runs. Number 2, we're coming back to New England, and this is Kyle Hates Hiking. So Kyle has always made some pretty funny content. He's a funny guy.
The first potential danger on the PCT is not hitting the subscribe button. Dude, what are you doing?
Very young, energetic guy, as you can sort of tell by his name. He has a great attitude, really silly, funny. He also has an awesome podcast. I believe that one's called Trail Tales, so you can check that out. Kyle's videos have always been really interesting, but recently he started doing mystery videos or videos about death or murder or dying on the Appalachian Trail, PCT, all of the thru hikes, and just hiking in general.
In his journal and to his camera, Otter explained how the snowy conditions had been much more severe than he was expecting, and his body was having a really hard time handling it.
I love them. I can't get enough of them. It's sort of like watching your favorite guilty pleasure TV show, except about the outdoors and about hiking. So keep it up, Kyle. Can't wait to watch the next one. All right, so before we get into number 1, I'm going to bang through some honorable mentions. First, Eric Hansen, great gear channel. 2, Backcountry Exposure, also really great gear channel. 3, Maddie Outdoors. Love me some Maddies from Canada. Has a cool accent, has a great way of looking at things. Next, we have Justin Outdoors, also from Canada. Number 5 is Jeremy Stringer Hikes. Jeremy's great, also got the southern accent, sucker for it. Then we have the Outdoor Gear Review. I would say the Outdoor Gear Review is the most prolific of anyone on this list. but it's also a little bit less about backpacking, and you know, there's a lot of car camping or heavier stuff, so that's why it's not on my list. Last on honorable mentions, number 7 is Dose of Dirt. The only reason that Dose of Dirt is not on my top 10 list is because he hasn't made a video in what looks like about 9 months, so I'm not sure if he's done. But Dose of Dirt is awesome. He creates gear recommendations that are inexpensive, great, natural presentation.
Turns out the ground of this campsite is super compact, and I cannot get these stakes in the ground without a hammer.
I feel like I could connect with him every time I watch his channel. So I hope he makes more videos. And finally, number 1 is Miranda Goes Outside. I love Miranda. Miranda has been doing this for quite a long time, but up until recently, she was working for REI.
This is my show, gosh darn.
So all of the videos that she did had something to do with something that was sold from REI. Recently, she went independent.
This is my show, gosh darn.
I love that. It opens up a lot of opportunities for her, and the videos have just gotten even better than they already were. I can't wait to see what she does next. They're not always about backpacking and hiking and all that stuff. She does a breadth of things. For instance, one of the most recent videos that she did was staying in an Airbnb that was a big tree house. I loved that video. So there's a lot of stuff there. If you're just in it to get some entertainment, I think she's gonna be hard to beat. She's so fun, so easy to watch, and I'm always looking forward to her next video. So that's it. Those are my top 10 choices for YouTube outdoor content creators. What do you think? Did I miss some? Should I have reorganized the list? Tell me what you think. Also, I make outdoor content creation. I am a very small channel, but you can help me become bigger. Subscribe, please. Click the notification. That would be awesome. Maybe one day I'll be on one of these lists from someone else.
Barley, we're back. We're back. You excited? Are you excited? Good first 4,000 footer, bud.